Welcome to Reset to Healthier Relationships Valentine's Day special. I am your host, Coach Glenda, here with my course manager, Rufus Carpenter. We have a Valentine's Day special for you guys tonight. Loving you first, the truth about Valentine's Day. Whether you are booed up or whether you are single tonight, you are the number one priority in your relationship. And we want you to embrace self-love and only accept relationships that uplift and serve you.
Oh, sounds like a lot there. Hey, everybody, I'm Rufus Carpenter. We're normally on Sunday night. We got a podcast that's called Sunday Nights at 9. Glenda and I kind of co-host it. Glenda's outfit. She put that container together. And Sunday night at 9 is about relationships and relationship topic. The framework is where you have 20 of your girlfriends and you in one of your living rooms, and then you're very comfortable. It's a safe place. You may have a couple of glasses of wine and relax. And you guys are talking about relationships. And you talk about what's important about relationships, some of the things you've been through, and some of the questions you have right then. It's a sisterhood. I'm probably the only male that they allow in there, but I have some fun because whenever they have questions about males, I step up and answer that. Okay. All right. But tonight, that's not why we're here. We're here for a night about Valentine, when it's about you. Last year we did this, and we did about what our plans were about Valentine, how we're gonna go and spend the night Valentine, how we're gonna celebrate. Today's Valentine, we thought about that. What about those that don't celebrate with a partner, a spouse, or a boo? What do they do for Valentine? So tonight we want to make Valentine all about you. All right, Glenda, you want to talk about the heart of the message?
Yes, Valentine's Day isn't just about romance. It's all about love in all forms. Self-love is the foundation for healthy relationships. You deserve love that nurtures, uplifts, and honors your whole being. Now that sounds very nice. I
Yes,
know
it.
some of us are missing that on a daily basis, but we shouldn't wait till Valentine's Day to receive that. Tonight, we reclaim Valentine's Day just for you.
When you say that's interesting because you got to realize something. You have to love yourself first. Before you can love me, you got to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love me?
Right.
And if you don't, and especially if you don't know how to love yourself, then you're never ever gonna figure out how to love me. So love yourself is key. All right, let's start. Any questions about that, Glenda? We straight with that, loving yourself?
Yes, we're straight and clear on that.
Okay. Let's talk now. Let's talk. Can I talk about the real history of Valentine? Because a lot of
Yes.
people think Valentine is Cupid shooting somebody in the butt, and then you fall in love and you go get them a card and a flower. It's a little different. Valentine started a very, very long time ago. As a matter of fact, it was Saint Valentine. How it started. It was started way back in history. Well, there was maybe one of the famous priests at the time was Saint Valentine, and not he may not have been the only one that established Valentine, but he was one of the biggest characters in that time, because he was the one that decided he was going to marry soldiers when the emperor Claudius, Emperor Claudius II banned marriage for soldiers. He said, "Nope, you're not. I'm not marrying any more soldiers. Soldiers need to fight the war and fight. Soldiers don't need to be married, because when soldiers get married, a lot of other things happen. So we want them out in the battlefield." And Saint Valentine decided, well, hey, everybody needs the right to be married. If you love someone, hey, there's no reason why you can't be together. And if you're going to be together, that God believed that if you're going to be together, you need to be married. I think some people call it fornicating, but whatever they call it. But he decided he was going to marry him. So he went behind Emperor Claudius II, and he married the people. However, he got caught. So they killed. So he got killed. He got executed on February the 14th as a martyr. So he was a martyr for love. And that's where February the 14th comes from. February 14th comes where they're celebrating his death of his martyr for love. And that's where February the 17th, and that's where the name Valentine come from. So now you know the name and you know why the date February 14th is so important. And then around about the Middle Ages that they had a poet. His name was poet Geoffrey, I think Chaucer his name is spelled Chaucer is well spelling his name, but he popularized Valentine by writing about birds. I guess he didn't know about the bees, but he wrote about birds and it became famous. Okay. And it became common in the 17th century where it was about love. And that's part of how Valentine kind of happened a little bit. And then media and businesses decided let's go back, let's make something, let's make this a financial thing, let's make this a place where we can make money. Then they begin to sell chocolates, they begin to sell flowers, gifts. And it became the norm. And then Hollywood even got involved. And that's where Cupid and all the rest of us came in. They started making movies about love and Valentine. And that's how Valentine is celebrated all over the world. And that's the history of Valentine. All right?
Well, thank you for that quick lesson on Valentine's Day.
Hey.
We appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Okay, we're going to move on to love. The love you deserve starts with you. Now, who gets that, or who needs to know that the love that you deserve starts with you. You are first in everything. We need to always remember that self-love isn't selfish, it's survival. Recognizing the relationships that drain versus those that nourish. Now, I know for myself that I had to go through the process of whether or not to continue in a relationship that was draining the life out of me, or to let it go so I can be nourished in a better and more healthier relationship. So I think that we need to choose the better of the two, which is we want to choose the relationships that nourish us versus draining us. Choosing connections that honor your peace and power. That's another good one, as always. You really deserve to be in a relationship where you feel honored and your peace is protected and you have power at the same time. And it's not just you by yourself, but the other person as well. It's not a selfish thing. It's both of you guys. Also, with Valentine's Day, you can look like it when it centers you. I guess in regards to that,
I think a lot of that is let's first, because you said a lot, and what you made me think about it. A lot of us stay in relationships because we feel there's nothing better out there. You know, we know what we're in. And we think we can't do better or find better, so we stay there. Mm-hmm. So we stay there. So Valentine Day comes around, we celebrate. How do you say that? Settling. We celebrate settling for where you're at. We celebrate thinking that this is the best it is. We celebrate thinking that, hey, look, you know, this is. I get to honor what I got. No, what I got may not be what I want, but it's what I got. But this year, we said enough of that. This year, what we're saying is make yourself the priority. If you're not in a relationship that nourishes and serving you, think about it. Valentine, make this decision on Valentine that you're going to nourish your soul. You're going to get a relationship that nourish you, that help you grow. If a person don't understand your dreams and your values, and you're not working as a team, you know, what are you celebrating? You know, it's not a shame, or it's nothing bad if you and a few of your girlfriends want to go out on Valentine and celebrate today. You know, you guys go out and have dinners and have a great time. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, let's talk about embracing all forms of love. When you're embracing all forms of love, you know, Valentine not just about booed up. Valentine is loving your family, loving your friend, loving your best friend. You have friends that have been with you through thick and thin, friends that have been there when you have somebody and when you don't have somebody. Who do you call on when you're hurt, when you're feeling bad, or who do you call on? Share Valentine with that person. If let's say a coworker that is Johnny on the spot for you. He or she always help you out. He or she always know how to put a piece of candy on your counter or on your table on your desk, or he or she knows how to always help you with important transitions or transactions or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. If that person, celebrate that person. Mm-hmm. What can you do for that person today? Today is Valentine. Today is about love, and love comes in different forms. Love is not always just your boo. Love comes in all forms. And then we're talking about friendship, sisterhood, self-care. Right. These things are worthy of celebration. Celebrate yourself, celebrate your friends, celebrate your family. Make that the celebration. Let that be a joyful moment. Relationships are determined so much by value. What value do they bring to your life? What do they bring? What values do you bring to their life? That's relationship. That's connection. And that's what we celebrate Valentine. Yes, it's commercial. You want to go buy this and buy that, chocolate, roses, champagne, movies, sauna baths, massages. All of that is part of it. But the essence of is love and value. That's the essence of it. Okay? All right, Glenn, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get carried away. It's just that when you talk about love, I like to be practical. I want to be able to love somebody on Valentine, day after Valentine, day after that, day after that, day after that, because they bring value. Okay?
All right. Well, I like the sound of that. That lets me know you have good intentions. All right. I want to hit some of the examples that we have tonight, if you don't mind. The mirror ritual, a moment of self-recognition. Lisa, a 42-year-old Black woman who recently divorced, spends Valentine's Day differently this year. She stands in front of her mirror, places her hand over her heart, and whispers, "I am worthy of deep, unwavering love. I give that love to myself first." She then prepares her favorite meal, lights a candle, and journals about the love she is calling into her life. Now that sounds very, very nice. That sounds like she is making herself a priority. She's practicing self-love. And you was about to say something, Mr. Carpenter?
I applaud Lisa for that. Think about it. The whole world is against her right now. The whole world is saying you got to be booed up. The whole world is saying love is somebody else. Right. And she had the courage to get in front of her mirror and put her hand on her heart and tell herself she's fine.
Right.
She didn't cave to the pressure. She let that foolishness just go right over her head. Right. And she did what was best for her soul, for herself. Think about if you're in that situation, that's a perfect example. And that's awesome. So I'm glad you put that example out there. Man, I applaud that. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh, I have to apologize. You're fine. Okay. The next one, we have Love Beyond Romance, a celebration of sisterhood. Three best friends, Ava, Renee, and Michelle, have been each other's rock through breakups, marriages, and careers. Instead of waiting for a man to show up with flowers, they host a Black Love and Joy dinner. They exchange affirmations, shower each other with appreciation, and toast to the love that never leaves. Now, that's awesome. Now, I've never celebrated Valentine's Day with a group of my friends, or just my bestie or anything like that. But I really like this example right here because, especially if if you're not in a relationship, if you're not in a fulfilling, genuine relationship. This idea or this example is perfect because you can find joy, peace, and love in the ones that surround you on a daily basis. Like they said, they've been each other's rock through breakups, marriages, and careers. Now, being able to celebrate someone that has been with you through ups and downs and trials and tribulations, and you see each other on the other side of everything, that's amazing. Because a lot of people don't even have a best friend or a good friend, let alone a boo. So sometimes you have to make do with what you have right now versus what you wish you had, like a man or a woman or a lover or a significant other in your life or a spouse. Your friends can be that rock or what you need at that present time. It's not always about, for me, just speaking for myself, it's not always about that physical connection. Just being able to interact with my girlfriends, like when my best friend comes in town from South Carolina, it's like a big old party. It's like, oh my God, I talk to her every day. But when I see her, it's like, oh my God, it's like Christmas all over again. I'm so excited. But it's that time when we get together, we're just so important to one another. We laugh, we cry, we pray with each other. It's just truly amazing. And it's not so much about, I don't have a man to celebrate or someone to hold me and comfort me at night. Because, sometimes that's not everything. That really isn't everything. But someone in your life that can make you feel special without the sexual connection, the flowers and the candy, that's just as powerful to me than anything else, in my personal opinion.
On the flip side of that, okay, let's say you do have somebody. Let's say
Okay.
you or a spouse or a significant other, and let's say they're a shift worker or they're in the military. Let's say they're deployed overseas, or
Mm-hmm.
they're a fireman who worked that night and can't be with you on Valentine. How when you celebrate with your girlfriends, like you just said, that's perfect. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. So what you just said is a beautiful alternative. Think about it. If your husband or your wife is a fireman or a policeman and they can't get off and they got to work, or your husband or wife is deployed in the military, or your husband or wife doing is might be on an oil rig over in Saudi Arabia somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Valentine's Day. Don't be alone.
Right.
Get your girlfriends or your boyfriends or your pals or whoever, hang out, just like you just said.
Right.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, good.
All right. So now we have the healing Valentine, releasing the past with love. Tasha, 37, still carries the weight of a past relationship that left her broken. On Valentine's Day, instead of grieving what was, she writes a letter to her past self. You did the best you could with what you knew. Now you know better. Now you choose better. She burns the letter, releasing the past and making room for the love she deserves. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, because my opinion, my personal opinion is what's done is done. You can't go back and fix it. I mean, you learn from your mistakes. When you know better, you do better. That's what they always tell me. So I think that by her writing herself a letter to her past self, and as you can see, she said past self. She encouraged herself. You did the best that you could with what you knew, and now you know better. Now you choose better. She's she's giving herself the opportunity to push everything out the window and move forward in a positive with a positive mindset. And I think that is so awesome. I think a lot of us need to do that and stop dwelling on what we don't have and what we wish we would have had. Because you got to understand, sometimes God rejection is your protection. Because sometimes what we're wanting from someone in a relationship, or we're looking for something more out of someone, like marriage, like I always thought that I was going to be your wife, or I always thought that he was going to propose me. That might not be what God's plan is for you. It may be something waiting for you on the other side, and you are holding it up by holding on to something that doesn't want you, or is not interested in you, or doesn't feel the same way as you do. That's why I know that on Reset to Healthier Relationships, Sunday nights at 9, we constantly reiterate being open and honest and communicating upfront in your relationship. That is the only way it's going to be genuine, and it's going to get you the results that you're looking for. Because if you know right out the gate, this person doesn't want the same thing that you want, it's going to be easy. It should be easy for you to cut your ties early on than later and have to deal with a whole bunch of heartbreak and have to grieve something that you invested so much time in. So that's just my personal opinion on that. Mr. Carpenter, do you want to chime in with any additional feedback on this example?
Yes, because you got to realize mental health is something else. Mental health is something else. A lot of times she did something that's awesome, because a lot of times what she went through, you might have to see a psychiatrist or a therapist to sort through some of that stuff, because a lot of times we can't deal with it on our own. So she gave us another way out. She said, look, she wrote a letter herself. And what she did when she did that, she forgave herself.
Yes.
She released that to the past. Not only she forgave herself, she forgave those that were in her past. So that was a release. So that gave her a fresh start and made room for her to have a better life. Because when you love and when you have a life, you want a life worth living. You know, when you love, you want to love someone that's going to bring something, help grow you, to be a part of your life. So if you taking a lot of baggage, if she had to release that letter, that stuff would have been baggage. Mm-hmm. She would have taken that baggage into her new relationships. And it's very hard to get a fresh start when you come with a whole bunch of baggage. Like what's that song that Erykah Badu say? Bag ladies.
Bag lady.
Get in your way. That's true stuff. So she found a way to release all that before she went into her new relationship. That was excellent. Excellent idea. Go ahead, Glenda.
All right. The unapologetic yes, choosing herself first. After years of pouring into others, Joy, a single 50-year-old woman, books a luxury solo getaway for Valentine's Day. When people ask, but who are you going with? She smiles and says, with the one person who will never leave me, myself. Oh, it is nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you got to treat yourself even on Valentine's Day. It's like I said, it's never about whether or not you're booed up, or if you have somebody, a partner, a significant other, or even a situationship. Sometimes it's good just to love yourself, treat yourself. It's nothing wrong with that. And and it's kind of funny. And that is the most common response that people give. Who are you going with? Nobody. Me, myself, and I, all three of us going to be on the boat or on the getaway together. That we're going to all enjoy each other. And you don't owe anybody any explanation. You don't have to elaborate. You don't have to tell them nothing, because you deserve that. You know one thing, you won't be getting into any arguments or going to bed without none. Because trust me, you, yourself, and I are going to cover every aspect of your little mini vacation.
Okay, I'm going to leave that alone, because you might have put a little extra in there that I wouldn't.
That's all right.
It might be ever-ready time.
You always go left. Any opportunity I give you, you go left.
But I got a comment. I got a friend, and I'm not going to call her name. But she is totally into Valentine. Man, she celebrates Valentine more than she celebrates Christmas and her birthday. Valentine is her day. So when I heard you read that section or tell that section there, I was I thought about my friend, because she does it, and she does it to the max. As a matter of fact, if you're going to give her anything for Valentine or do anything for Valentine, it better be on Valentine. Because afterwards she don't want it. She takes herself out, she treats herself very well, she has steak dinners, she does it all. And I've been knowing her for years, and ever since I've known her, she's made that her day. And it is so special. And I used to celebrate with her sometime, or see where she's at and catch up with her. Awesome, awesome. So that is an awesome thing. Realize that this whole thing about Valentine now. Last year we talked about who you're gonna boot up with. This year we talk about how you're gonna take care of you. Loving you is the theme for the night. How you gonna love you? And let's back up. I think on one of the sections, something was about affirmations. What are some of the things you can tell yourself? Because how can you tell yourself, or what should you tell yourself? Because some people are into affirmations. I don't know if you are, Glenda, but some people are. Some people in affirmation. I think it was what part of what we're doing? I think it was the last part where it says transforming Valentine Day for you. And it's about affirmations. What are some affirmations you would use on Valentine's Day? You know, do you mind me giving them? Can I give them, Glenda? Can I give them?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Some of the affirmations you would say is, and you would start first, you know, by realizing self-love is a foundation of all love. Self-love is a foundation. Loving yourself on Valentine's Day starts with here's some affirmations you can use. I'm worthy of love just as I am. This is my favorite. I'm worthy of love just like I am. Because a lot of people try to fix you. Oh, I can fix them. And especially women. Jesus, women want to fix you. They figure, if I get this piece of man, I can fix him. I can buy his clothes and dress him up well. I can get him haircut and groomed. It seems like women want to get a box of Band-Aids, some glue, some 100-mile-per-hour tape, and want to fix you. Realize you love just as I am. You want to say something, Glenda?
No, I said women want to build a bay. You know how you have build a bear? They want to build a bay. That's
it. But I'm worthy of love just as I am. And if you don't think so, I'm not the one for you. Go find you another one, because I'm not the one. Right. All right, next one. My happiness start with me. My happiness start with me. Now you can help me along the way, but it starts with me.
Right.
My happiness start with me. Okay. Any questions about that one, Glenda?
No, self-explanatory.
Okay. I deserve kindness from myself and others. I deserve kindness from myself and others.
Absolutely.
Once again, I deserve kindness from myself and others. Now, the next one is a great one. The next one is a great one. Ready for it?
Yes.
I am enough. Exactly. I am enough. Right, I am enough. You can't have me in two. You can't have me.
That's right. That's right. Either one or none.
I am enough. I am enough. Okay. All right. Now, here's the last one. The last one. Okay. This is the last one. This is probably very important. This is very important. And this kind of set the stage a little bit. Mm-hmm. My love for myself set the standards for all my relationships. My love for myself set the standard for all my relationships. Once again, my love for myself set the standard for all my relationships. If you say these out loud, even write them down. You can either say them out loud, write them out, but your first thing, you gotta believe them. Believe them. Valentine's Day is not just about romance. It's about honoring yourself too. So once again, say them out loud. Write them down. Believe them. Valentine's Day is not about just romance. It's about honoring yourself too. So Glenda, that's all we have about the day. Any last remarks, any comments before we close this down?
No, not really, because I think we did a great job with this little Valentine's Day special. But as always, you know, you can see this video on YouTube by Wednesday. Hopefully we should have it drop by
No,
drop
no,
Valentine's Day,
no,
which is
we'll
today.
drop it today.
Right, right. Just sometimes, hiccups happen.
no, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it in a.
Okay. All right, course manager, Mr.
You're gonna see
Carpenter.
it in a few minutes when you turn.
All right, not a problem. But other than that, you can like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. If you haven't already joined our public Facebook page, please do so under Glenda Driver. You'll see our Reset to Healthier Relationship banner at the very top. Remember, we have our relationship conference coming June 14, 2025, as well as our cruise in October 2025. The boat is filling up fast. If I'm not mistaken, it is October the 12th through the 18th. And we are looking for anyone that can and will want to participate in our cruise. It's going to be an amazing time. It will be our first cruise. We're looking forward to a high time on the seas. Outside of that, I'm so glad that you guys take time to tune into our Zoom broadcastings for our Reset to Healthy Relationship live discussions, as well as our Valentine's Day special. Mr. Carpenter, you're always amazing, doing all the legwork behind the scenes to make sure Reset to Healthy Relationship is going strong and it is progressing to the next level. Mr. Carpenter, do you have any last words to say before we sign off?
Yes, I invite everybody to the Sunday night at 9. It's at 9 Eastern Standard Time. And we're live, we do a live Zoom. Glenda and I, we are the hosts and co-hosts. And then what we have, you can come on through the Zoom and you can be part of the audience. You can ask, it's live, you can ask questions. You can just be a part of the audience. And plus, you can put your input in. You get to speak. You get to speak directly to the audience, and you can have fun. You can get in for as little as you want to. You can show your face, not show your face. You can just listen, or you can talk. It's where we just have fun. It's real relaxed. It's the framework is you and 20 of your girlfriends in a living room. You're relaxed, a safe place. You can talk about a relationship. We always have a topic on the table that you can talk about, or you can talk about what's interesting to you. There's a sisterhood there that's very important. You're very close knit. Looking forward to seeing you. And we'll drop the link for the Sunday night at 9. We'll drop it on the bottom of this, so you'll see it in the description of today's YouTube and broadcast. Okay. Until we see you again. All right, Glenda. It was all right. Good night, everybody.